welcome you to the Phillipsburg facility here in California, PA. It is a beautiful, no clouds in the sky, 61 degrees out tonight. Today we have a matchup between David and Goliath. Mercyhurst in green, beautiful forest green, is visiting us all the way from Erie with an impeccable 14-2-1 record. Earlier this year, they went on a 12-game winning streak where they scored 42 goals and only allowed in 2 goals. Across the way in white, we have the hosts in white, California Vulcans, who we are all very proud of this season. Unfortunately, they will not be going to the playoffs, but they have a record of 2-12 and I believe 2, maybe 12, maybe 2, 13 and 2. Regardless, they've only scored 9 goals yet this season, which is equal to the amount of goals that Mercyhurst has allowed in this entire season. But yet, in the last 3 or 4 games, we've seen them steadily improve with progressive passing and working the triangles on the field. I think it's anyone's game tonight, and I would keep your eyes on for Mercyhurst. Number 22, Kara Van Horn, who is tied, I believe, tied second in the PSAC for assists with 10 assists this entire season, and is also second on the team in goals with 8. She's now standing over the ball, number 2 in green for Mercyhurst. Right next to her, I believe in 8 is Camille Boutel, who is all the way from Roubaix, France, which is on the border of France and Belgium, and she leads the team with 9 goals, and she's only a freshman, which is top 5 in the entire PSAC. Mercyhurst is the Goliath, and in white, the Vulcans are our David, and yet we are very proud of them. All right, Mercyhurst begins with their trademark killer possession here, just rotating it around the back, letting the Vulcans spread out, feeling out each other here. Here's Camille Boutel on the ball, number 8. She rotates it. Oh, okay. I thought my producer, Gary Smith, was coming to check on me, but we're all good. All right, here's Katie Burns, number 30, on the ball for the Vulcans. She's aggressive. She plays the ball to Kaylee Elwood, who does her great pressing here by number 30 on Mercyhurst. She muscles her way past Kaylin Thomas. She whips it across, and there's Emily Ouimet to watch it go out of bounds for a Vulcan goal kick. Good, patient goalkeeping there by Emily Ouimet. No reason to touch the ball if you know where it's going. Number 30 there was Corrine Morgan, who is a freshman from Port Republic, New Jersey. She leads the team with 9 goals. She's top 5 in the PSAC. Camille Boutel is a 5'3" freshman with 6 goals on the team, and she's third on the team for goals this year. So both number 8 and number 30 are incredibly deadly, have an incredibly deadly combination between the two of them, and is all mostly provided by number 2 in the middle, Cara Van Horn, number 22. She leads the team with 10 assists. Both teams are just slowly figuring each other out, enjoying probably one of the last warmer days we're going to have this season. 61 degrees is, I would argue, perfect running and or soccer weather here. Out comes number 1 for Mercyhurst, who is Maddie Albro, a senior. She's 6 foot tall. She's from Kinver, UK or England, which is right next to Birmingham, also close to Wolverhampton. She's had a remarkable soccer career, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1 for Mercyhurst in goal. She was named the Player of the Year for the Wolverhampton Wanderers youth system when she played there, which is, if you think about it, low-key incredible that now she's playing here in California, PA for us tonight. Here's Camille Boutel, the freshman on the ball, rotates it in, and there's Reagan Bromley with her trademark tenacity in the middle of the pitch. They try to find the pass all the way to 13, but there's Lorena Ramos to intelligently let it roll out of bounds while using her shoulder to protect it. Here's our goalkeeper, Emily Ouimet, who's had a remarkable season in goal. I'm always fascinated by how well she's able to control the ball with her feet and play and act as an outlet for her defense when they're well pressed. Here they are again, trying to work their triangles. Here's Captain Bella Gilberto. Muscles the ball off of number 6, Mercyhurst. And yet we win another throw-in. And it's still 0-0 with only 3 minutes into the game. This will be interesting. I think longer the stalemate goes on, longer and more this game will become entertaining to us, both you and to me. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm very excited. It's only me in the booth tonight, so you'll just be hearing my beautiful voice for 90-ish minutes until the final whistle blows on tonight and on the season. Here's Ashley Venezia, whose entire goal this 90 minutes will be to antagonize, breathe down the necks of, and not give any time to the Mercyhurst defenders, which he just did there, winning us a throw-in deep in the Mercyhurst half. Here's Kaylin Thomas, who's had one of, I think, a season to remember, regardless of your class, but especially as a freshman. She's played nearly every minute. Great job here by Corrine Morgan here. Passing it, I looked like she passed it to Cara Van Horn. Cara Van Horn goes past everyone, but there's Kaylin Thomas tracking all the way back after the throw here in Mercyhurst's half. She recovers, clears the ball out of bounds, and she doesn't fall asleep, covering number 13 at the edge of the box here. She whips in a good ball, and there comes Lorena Ramos to clear the ball out of the way for the Vulcans. And again, Mercyhurst recycles. They're tenacious. They really are. There's a reason why they're leading the PSAC in goals with 53 goals this year. It's because not only do they score, they also just control games. Some teams are a guillotine, but I would say that they're a team that beats you with many lashes over and over and over again. There's, again, a great block on Morgan by Bella DeGlopper, who looks like she's playing the right back for the Vulcans, the back four here. Here's the first great opportunity, Carrie. Cara Van Horn almost had a great opportunity there, but quickly off to her line is Emily Ouimet to gather in the ball, collect the time, collect the moment, and get ready to punt it away here. And again, you're already seeing at least 2 or 3 solid chances from Mercyhurst here in the first 5 minutes. But like the great Sir Alex Ferguson once said, the game isn't played in halves, it's played in sixths. So if the women's Vulcans here can last for 15 minutes, keep it to 0-0, then all they have to do is make it to minute 30 and just repeat that. And then if you rinse and repeat again from minute 30 to minute 45 and it's still 0-0, then you've won the half. It's a stalemate at the end of the half. So if I was the Vulcans here, I would be thinking, all right, I just got to make it to minute 30, right? Minute 30 or minute 15, but minute 30 on the clock here, because that's the American Football Association decided to use a counting down clock instead of a counting up clock, which is different from everywhere else in the world. Solid foul there by Reagan Bromley on number 30, Corrine Morgan on Mercyhurst. Good foul. Nothing tenacious, nothing malicious about it, but just when you give away, when you're pressing, sometimes you're just a little overeager. But it was a soft foul, but still a foul. Whipped into the area between the half circle and the 18-yard box. And again, you see this. Oh, here's all the way from Roubaix, France. Camille Boutel gives it a good whip. Oh, my mom and my sister Ren have officially shown up. I'm in the booth here. And okay, my mom and my sister Ren will be joining me in here in the booth. Papa Squat, there's 2 chairs for you. And this is the last game of the season. This is like the last episode of a great TV show. I've had the gift of watching this since August 31st, earlier this summer. And now it's going to come to its, I don't want to say its climax here, but this is arguably the biggest test the Cal U Vulcans have faced all year here. Some would argue that Gannon might be better than Mercyhurst, but I think the numbers speak for themselves. When you have the best offense in the league and the second best defense in the league, I think it's hard to argue that you are indeed not the favorites to win the entire PSAC this year. They've already clinched the number 1 seed. Here's Bella DeGlopper, number 11 on the Vulcans. Again, you see this whether it's Ashley Venezia or Bella DeGlopper, all the way on the other side on the right wing, Maya Hackinson from Halmstad, Sweden. You see that whether or not we're not scoring, which has been an issue all year this year, they never ever give up. Here's Camille Boutel all the way from Roubaix, France, passing it to Cara Van Horn. Cara Van Horn sends in the delicious cross, but no one is there to scoop it out of the ice cream tray, and we move on forward. Do you guys want to Papa Squat, or you just want to stand there? It's up to you. Make you all comfortable. Oh, man, that's like at least the 3rd or 4th great chance for the Mercyhurst, the visitors here, but yet they have not yet opened up the door, but they sure are knocking. And again, they march forward. Man, this is a great team to watch here. Whether you're the victors or the losers here, this will be a very entertaining game. And the Vulcans maintain possession here, trying to find that space, trying to find that time. Kaylee Thomas, who's not Kaylee Thomas, Kaylee Elwood, who's always phenomenal trying to find that pass, is unfortunately unsuccessful with that one up to Ashley Venenzia. And again, here they come marching forward. Freshman Ella Cazzetta gets a foot on it. Over the back foul. There it is. Good call. I saw that all the way up here in the booth. It's fine to be aggressive, but you just can't go over someone's back. That's all. All right. Finally, we have a chance to breathe after being, I would say, squashed, suppressed for the last 4 or 5 minutes in our own half. All right. How are you guys feeling in here? You guys feeling good? You guys feeling good? You guys feeling good? That's good. I'm feeling good, too. I'm feeling good. All right, Isabel de Glopper watches it go out of bounds, and it should be a Vulcan throw, and it is. Great reffing crew here tonight. I do not know their names, but I'm always thankful that we have great refs here at PSAC. Whether it's the sidelines refs, which you'll see one in front of us here with the flag in his left hand, or it's the head ref in the middle here just circling around, watching the ball go in between players, the interchanges, and making sure that it's all fair play and within the rules. We are lucky to have good refs here in the PSAC. Here's Carol Van Horn passing it to Corrine Morgan, who muscles her way past her fellow 30. Katie Burns sends a delicious cross, and again, no one is there to finish it. Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen, that is 2 amazing crosses. Both, one I believe by Carol Van Horn and the other one by Corrine Morgan, and yet, again, no one is there to finish. The hair on Emily Ouimet's back must be standing at end here. It sure as heck standing at end for me. How long would the stalemate last with such a monster knocking on your door? Oh, okay. Here are the Vulcans trying to play it out of their back, or at least trying to get it out of their back, and that's all they can do right now. Mercyhurst are Goliath, but like I said, if they tie this, that will be a victory, at least in my eyes, especially against a team that is averaging about 3.1 goals a game and only allowing in about half a goal a game. So even if they lose 2-1 this game, right, that'll show an immense marked improvement between what they have been putting on in the earlier beginning of the season, except for the game against Lockhaven. Oh, what a wicked shot all the way over the ball. Number 4 for Mercyhurst, who I believe I just actually wrote down. Yeah, Safia Paraicio. I believe I'm saying that correct. And she is all the way from Kitty Minister, United Kingdom, which is right next to actually where the Mercyhurst goalkeeper is from, which is Kinniver, UK. They're literally almost next door neighbors. It must be so nice for them to. I grew up near a town near Sunbury, PA, and that's pretty much the equivalent. It's just your next door neighbor, and it must be nice for both of them to have, when they're both exchange students and away from home, to have a familiar face, or at least someone who's familiar with where they grew up, working with each other all the time. Yeah, if you want to look at the roster here, Ren, you're more than welcome to. And again, like I said here, we've almost reached the 30-minute mark, and it's still stalemate. So if you just break this down into 3 15-minute thirds, then I think it's way more digestible as a player, and you're not overwhelmed by the amount of minutes that are left here. Here's Parizio, who's blocked by Venenzia here, 4-on-3. And again, we recycle. Mercyhurst maintains possession. I'd say the possession split, well, obviously, not a calculator, or I do not have the stats directly in front of me here. Here's Cara Van Horn, who's going to be out-muscled by our matriarch in the back, who's Lorena Romeis, all the way from Mitchenhard, Germany. Also, if Lorena Romeis' family is watching tonight, it's been a pleasure watching your daughter play in the back this entire season. She's been phenomenal for us, so thank you. Also, shout out to May Hackinson's family. If you're watching all the way from Halmstad, Sweden, which I looked it up beforehand, is for the viewer who is unfamiliar, is directly across the sound or the body of water between Denmark and Sweden. So it's in the very southern region of Sweden, and it's one of the busiest sea lanes in the entire United States. And there's the first shot directly into the cross all the way. Yes, it's Corrine Morgan. I believe it is number 30. I believe it is number 30 here for Mercyhurst. And finally, one of the crosses finds the foot of a teammate after 3 times knocking. The third time is the charm. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. 1-0 to the guests, 1-0 to the visitors. It is what they are known for. They are a goal-scoring machine. And yet, they lasted almost 15 minutes there without giving up a goal. I'm quite proud. but yet Mercyhurst is a very, very good team. And there's Corrine Morgan, who now, I believe, has, 10 goals on the season, which would put her tied for first in the entire PSAC here. So if she scores another one, hopefully not, she would be first in the entire PSAC for goals this season. What an incredible season number 30 for Mercyhurst has had. And she's only a freshman, so she'll be back next year. And again, here's Vulcans. The last 3 or 4 games, they've done an excellent job working the triangles against IUP, Clarion, and even against Slippery Rock away. They've done a great job of learning controlled build-up. But Mercyhurst is simply just a different beast. They're a great team, clearly at possession and at pressing. It's a deadly combo. But here it is. Finally, we've played it out of the back. And Ashley Venenzia is going to have to get past Safia Parisio at some point here if we're going to have any chance of winning this game. But both players are great. Here's Reagan Bromley with a moment of time. Here's Maya Hackinson, the freshman from Halmstad, Sweden, moving to the byline, crossing it in. It's a good ball, but not a great ball. Still, it was a great opportunity here for the Vulcans, and we maintain possession by the always intelligent, always one step ahead, Kaylee Elwood. And again, here's Maya Hackinson, who with her trademark tenacity, always pushing forward. Again, here's Mercyhurst. It's they're still going. Corrine Morgan's got the ball at the corner. Lorena Ramos is going to try to suppress her, keep her away from getting a ball. There is freshman Kaylin Thomas to clean up the act for the host's defense here. And again, she's here. Maybe handball. No, offside. What is it? Offside. Okay, offside. Whew. I thought for a second there they were going to call Kaylin Thomas with a handball there. But luckily, the Mercyhurst attacker was offside when that ball was played. Good call by the ref. Oh, I think did I send it to you guys? I might have sent it to you guys. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, here's Emily Ouimet sending in I don't know, it's not really a cross. A long ball all the way up to Bella Gilberto. And there's Ashley Venenzia with great pressing there. It is still only 1-0 here with 30 minutes left in the first half. Any freak chance, whether we saw it against Clarion, where I would say the Vulcans were clearly the better team here for their breast cancer awareness game, where they went up 1-0 from a Lorena Romice free kick, right? But then Clarion just got 2, I would say, relatively unplanned and very lucky balls that ended up in the back of the net, right? Same thing could happen here for the Vulcans. That's the beautiful thing about sports, but I think especially soccer, it just takes one mistake, one fast break, one free kick, and it's a tie game at 1-1 here. Obviously, you're asking a tall task against one of the best, if not, well, the best, other than, I think it's Kutztown in the PSAC East, who has a better defensive record here. Not here, but just in general compared to Mercyhurst. I think they've let in 7 goals versus Mercyhurst's 9. Wow, Camille Boutel has some amazing footwork here to break down the press of Reagan Bromley. Reagan Bromley doesn't give up and moves over. Great stomach block and keeps the ball and kicks it out of bounds and keeps the game at 1-0 there. I think this game is going to be fascinating to watch because you're going to watch a team, Mercyhurst, which has better tactical and technical ability than the Vulcans. But the Vulcans are going to have to learn a quick memory here where they're going to get beat. They're going to get, the ball is going to get past them, but they can't, in that second that the ball gets past them, they can't groan or moan, and they can't overthink it. They just have to move on. They have to adjust. They have to fall back. They have to find their previous positions. Just as you saw Isabel de Glopper there bringing the ball down. Ella Casetta with acres of space here, looks up to find a pass, is going to whip it forward. That's a great ball by the freshman, almost finding the feet of Marina, number 10 here. Marina continues her press, forcing a relatively solid clearance out of Elbro. And again, Mercyhurst retains possession. The junior, Kara Van Horn here collects the ball, passes it back, and number 13 here has a moment of space and a great Lorena Ramos interception there, keeps it at 1-0. Oh, it's going to be one of those games, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a game of not tuition. What is it called? When you don't bend, but when you don't break, but you bend. I can't remember the name of that word. Regardless, it's going to be one of those games where they just simply cannot give up. They have to continue marching forward and not breaking, because they're going to be under pressure pretty much this entire 90 minutes. But last game, they lost. Last time they played Mercyhurst, they lost 5-0 against them away up in Erie. Right, great pressing there by Karen Morgan. I always have such a hard time pronouncing names, and that is my utmost apologies. Here's Emily Ouimet aggressively coming out, two-handing the ball and collecting the cross, finding Ashley Venezia. She gets past Sophie Parisio, and here she is. Ashley Venezia, I'd say one of our best wingers, tries to find Bella Gerberto. It was a good pass. Bella Gerberto got her feet mixed up between her left and her right, and that's totally fine. She finally got past Sophia Parisio. Here's Katie Burns. Again, Mercyhurst regains possession, marches forward, eyes up the goal, sends in a nice little dink of a shot, and it's out of bounds for a goal kick to the Vulcans. All right, 26-26 left in the half. One of my favorite times, I think, in general when it hits the clock. It's just something nice about the 26-26. I always it's up there with 11-11, It's one of those double numbers. I'm make a wish. Well, my wish is that they make it to 11-11 at 1-0 or 1-1 here. That'd be the hope. Here's Marina, number 10. She tries to bring it down, but Mercyhurst again finds Camille Boutel, who passes it back to number 16 here in Mercyhurst. Anna Badar, that's a great last name here. Number 16, one of the center backs from Mercyhurst. Both center backs, it is clear to see that they're both incredibly gifted on the ball. Ashley Venezia does an unorthodox run there. Instead of going around or to the back of Sophie Parisio, she tries to cut in front of the right back for the Mercyhurst Lakers, which in the moment actually makes sense if you think about it, because you're always taught to go to the ball and not wait for the ball. There's a significant difference between the two, and Ashley Venezia did the right thing there, but next time it should come off. It was a solid pass, a little bit chaotic from Ella Cazzetta. Here's Ella Cazzetta now, head down into the ground, forcing her way back. It's a really good ball. Camille Boutel forces a half clearance out of Katie Burns. Katie Burns is going to let it out of bounds. Great job by Katie Burns. Understanding the scenario, understanding that, yes, it came off the Lakers last. There's no reason to rush that clearance if you know that you can out-muscle, out-shield the oncoming Mercyhurst attacker, which I believe was Kara Van Horn, number 22. That front three, well, I guess it's really a front two with three attacking midfielders behind them, led by Camille Boutel. It is the shark's mouth in all of its teeth. It is a dangerous combination up there. Camille Boutel has been, even in the only 15 minutes or so we've had the joy of watching her here at Phillipsburg, has impressed me a great deal with her, not only her footwork, but just knowing when to dance and when to give it up and pass it to a teammate. I think that's an art form that, again, you see Camille Boutel here. Wow. For a freshman, she plays far above her years here in the attacking third for Mercyhurst. They must be incredibly thankful for having her up there leading what is the most powerful offense in the entire PSAC. And here they are, good communication by Emily Ouimet, letting her defenders know that, look, I got it. I'm coming out. I'm collecting it. I got hands. You don't. It is what it is. And now we reset. About 10 seconds off the clock here. If they end this half 1-0, boy, oh boy, they should go. Well, obviously, they're losing, right? True. But they should still feel an immense amount of pride holding the best attack, which averaging 3 goals a game, to 1 goal in one half. Which, if they can hold that off for 30 minutes after they've collected their... Oh, great turn by Ashley Venezia. Almost had Sofia Parisio there on limbs, but it is what it is. They got to move forward. Great turnout here on this Friday evening up in Phillipsburg. We have, I would say, about, 75 fans. A lot of them are away. A lot of them are home. Some students are rolling in here. And we're just really, really lucky to have such a beautiful field to play on. Some teams have to play on grass. Some teams have to play without lights. And we have turf and we have lights here. While a beautiful grandstand for that stayed in bounds. Yeah. I guess the ref said otherwise. Well, fair enough. I thought that was some great effort there by Parisio keeping it in play, but unfortunately the ref thought otherwise. And is now, well, fortunately, I guess I should say, since I'm biased, to the Vulcans throw. But yeah, we're just incredibly lucky here to have such a beautiful field to play on. And we're also lucky just to have beautiful weather to play in here tonight with its probably in its high 50s now. Relatively comfortable t-shirt and short weather if you're out there playing, and a nice comfortable sweatshirt weather if you're on the stands watching on. All right, we had some subs here. I believe Lily Hansen came on. Now she's playing right back for the Vulcans. And Isabel de Glopper, number 15, rotated into the middle, and Ella Cazzetta, I believe, came out. Ella Cazzetta has done a great job moving into her new role in the center of the pitch after starting off as a center back here for the Vulcans. Wow, great move by Reagan Bromley, bringing it down, never giving up on the play, maintaining possession, someone to let her know that she can turn. There she does. She turns, she cuts in, puts her shoulder to the Mercyhurst defender, finds Kaylin Thomas, and now we're starting to see the gradual progression of the Vulcans that we haven't seen, that we didn't see in the beginning of the season. For the last 4 or 5 games, you're seeing it here now, where patience, maybe it's the lack of fear of losing that is now seeped into the veins of the Vulcans. They've just done such a great job of passing it back and forth, maintaining possession, finding each other, finding the space, finding those triangles. The amount of learning that the Vulcan women have done this year has been a great, I think lesson to learn as a fan that, yeah, sure, the season has been mentally really rough, especially that loss to Clarion. I think that was low-key devastating to both us and the players. But yet, even within that devastation, you saw it there, right? It's these one-touch passes they weren't doing against Lockhaven. They weren't doing early on in the season against Edinburgh when they lost here, I believe, 1-0 or 2-1 to Edinburgh. I don't quite remember. It was against the Scotsman. That was a good game. But again, you're seeing it here. Both teams are playing the last 5 minutes here. I mean, the Vulcans are really starting to feel themselves here. Here's Lily Hansen, the cardio merchant herself. Oh, Katie Burns, a little swing and a miss, but she'll collect it. Someone got to talk to her, let her know what's going on. And the ref says it's Mercyhurst throw and a Mercyhurst stub. On comes, and this is where my eyesight typically fails me. Got number 13 coming off, who is Tegan Mayalko, comes off, and on comes in the long sleeve undershirt, number 17, Paula Har, freshman from Umeå, Sweden. Well, I don't know why I said Sweden like that, but Umeå, Sweden. Oh, what a beautiful in-swinging cross there. Almost find the head of Har. She was only been on for 15 seconds. That would have been, I don't know, I bet that would be one of the fastest, goals of the season for a sub to come on 10 seconds later, knock in a goal. That's the way. That's a good way to start a shift when you just show up and all of a sudden you got 5 orders. It is what it is. It's a good way to start. Time flies. All right, here we go. Vulcans throw. Can they play out of the back? Lorena Ramos. I think I always admire her persistence with forcing her team to play in a European style of we got ball, we have the ball, let's do something with it. Let's not just hack it up the field, even though Hackinson's up there waiting for it. And again, great hustle here by number 10, Adriana Marina, who's a junior out of Pittsburgh. Great hustle there by her. Handball, no call. The ref's laying the play on here, which is rotating around the Lily Hansen. Great find by Isabel de Glopper, who's rotated in from her starting right back position to the defensive mid position here. Again, Mercyhurst there's a reason why they're the best team in the PSAC. Recently, I had the joy of watching the Cal U Vulcans rugby club team, the male team, play, and I had never watched live soccer and live rugby before in person. And there's a certain level of intimidation that must come when you are the man with the ball and you have to rush towards this living wall, this living, breathing wall of 12 men who all just want to tackle you. It must be absolutely petrifyingly, I don't know, it must be fun, but also petrifying at the same exact time. And that's kind of how the Mercyhurst press is working here tonight, right? California gets the ball. Lorena Ramos, Katie Burns, Kaylin Thomas has 2 or 3 seconds on the ball. They try to find the outlet pass, and before they can even think, Mercyhurst or 2 of their defenders are on them. Here's Mercyhurst working into the box. There's Lorena Ramos getting a foot on it and crossing it out. But much like at a rugby defensive line, Mercyhurst, you can see it here with their 2 center backs right at the halfway mark, is not letting California breathe an inch. And again, Mercyhurst dances back and forth. Reagan Bromley is having none of it and puts it out of play for a Mercyhurst corner. And like I said, we're almost, knock on wood, I'm knocking my head here, almost to the 15-minute mark with it being 1-0, which means they haven't scored. They've kept it stalemate, 0-0 for the last 15 minutes. But all of that could come out to an end here with a corner from Mercyhurst, which is going to be played into the box by, it looks like, is that Camille Boutel? No, yeah, it might be Camille Boutel, but I'm not quite sure. I can't see all the way from here. But here's our Mercyhurst corner, most likely an in-swinger, into the box. There's people there waiting. It's a good header, and just barely, I say 5 or 6 yards away from the target. But still, it was a good opportunity for Mercyhurst. That's got to be their, I would say, 6th or 7th solid opportunity this half. But again, it's still only 1-0. Emily Ouimet, as you guys can tell, puts down the ball for the goal kick, sends it forward to Marina. Marina doesn't jump, but that's fine. Isabel de Glopper does, and it's straight up into the air, brought down with the knee by Marina, tells everyone to calm down. But again, there's that rugby defensive line by Mercyhurst just swarming like bees to pollen, like bees to a meadow. Oh, a great tackle by Kaylin Thomas. I wish I could cheer from the press booth up here sometimes. You just want to let out a yell, like, great tackle, Kaylin. But you can't because I'm in the press booth. But still, again, Mercyhurst, great turn there. They just sprinkled with talent throughout the entire field. Don't give up. Keep going. It was good. Good pass by Lorena Ramos. There's Reagan Bromley again. Back earlier this season, I'm going to hold off here. Great job by Kaylin Thomas here. Earlier this season, when Reagan Bromley and Lorena Romice played in the middle of the pitch together, right? It was a deadly duo. I really enjoyed watching both of them play their defensive mid roles. It was like mortar to bricks, they just went hand in hand together. You can't have one without the other. But both of them have realized that they're good enough. Oh, great hustle there by Ella Gilberto. Ella Gilberto checks her shoelaces. She gets up. Maybe a little bit bruised. A little bit bruised physically, but also maybe possibly her ego from that fall. There's Marina, tries to find Maya Hackinson with a little bit of space. Great ball to Bella Gilberto. Bella Gilberto sends in the shot. Oh, and it's blocked. A shot on target for the Vulcans. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Oh, man, I'm overjoyed over here in the press box. Just because, there it is. We've knocked. Great tackle. Or a great header by Katie Burns. This is the improvement that we have seen game after game after game by the Vulcans here. Doesn't matter the opponent. Doesn't matter the momentum. These girls are good enough to play against any team at any moment on any day. And we're getting to see it here. In the last 5 or 6 minutes since the Gloppers moved into the defensive midfielder role, it's been a slightly different game. Yes, Mercyhurst has still had their trademark chances. And yes, you're seeing it again here with Kira Van Horn racing towards Katie Burns. But Katie Burns isn't going to simply back down from this. As you see, Katie Burns is dragged down by Kira Van Horn. The rest is none of it. 50-50, get up, play on. Good call by the ref. Katie Burns, great defending there. Allowed her teammates to get back and allowed to defend by committee and not defend by individual. Okay, we have a 3-woman sub here for Mercyhurst. Off comes Kara Van Horn, arguably the entire deadly front three of Mercyhurst. Camille Boutel, Carrie Morgan, and Cara Van Horn all come off from Mercyhurst and all replaced by their substitutions from the bench. I will get their names here shortly after this throw from Mercyhurst. Sends it into the box. That's a crazy substitution, ladies and gentlemen. You just single-handedly, in that one sub, took off, I believe, 9, 6, and 8. So that's 23 goals for Mercyhurst just left the pitch there this entire season, which is, they still have another 30 goals somehow sprinkled throughout the team, which is crazy to think about. But still, nearly half of their goals just came off the pitch with that 3-woman substitution there. Perhaps, just maybe, and they'd be best, the Vulcans would be best not to get too lenient, and they're down by 1-0, they're not going to get lenient, or not get too comfortable. But yes, I think Mercyhurst may have just taken out some of their teeth there perhaps in preparation for their upcoming, I believe it's against Seton Hill at home on next week in the quarterfinals of the PSAC West. Kaylin Thomas keeps it in play, finds Bella Gilberto down here in the corner. Is she going to keep it in? She does. She has to keep fighting to keep it in, and great defending there by defender Anna Bardar from Cleveland, Ohio. Rock and roll. All right. Cleveland, Ohio. I've never been to the art museum, but I've always wanted to. I've heard beautiful things about that art museum in Cleveland. Side note, though, the Cleveland Cavalier tickets are always really cheap, so I always encourage people to go watch the NBA in Cleveland. Here's Lorena Rolmice having none of that Mercyhurst attack, clearing out of bounds and giving Mercyhurst, not giving, but allowing Mercyhurst to have a throw here within the Vulcan half and allowing her teammates to come back and rescue her from having to do it all by herself. And again, you see it. Lorena Rolmice is having none of it, points to the goal kick, and lets the ref know that, hey, it's not a corner, it's my goal kick. And I know that better than you do. Great defending there by Lorena Rolmice. And still, we march on. And it's almost 11:11 on the clock, and it's still 1-0. Boy, oh boy. You never know. You never know. But hey, like I said, 11 minutes is a very, very long time, especially in any sport. All right, now we're going to use this goal kick to catch our breath here. How are you guys feeling in the booth? You're alive? You're well? You're feeling good? You guys are feeling warm-ish? It is? Okay, that's good. That's all that matters. I'm having a blast in here, having my family members in here, giving me company, keeping me warm. It's a good time. It's like yeah. Ooh, great tackle there by Sofia Parisio, who goes down, clutching her right shin. Her teammate comes over, like, hey, you good? We got a playoff game here next week. We really need you. Like, you don't really need to play this game if you don't want to. She's like, nah, I'm a diehard competitor. I'm going to keep playing. She gets up, the ref comes over. You good? You good? She's like, yeah, I'm good. She looks over at her coach. Her coach looks over at her. You good to keep playing? She's going to give a thumbs up here or some sort of acknowledgement. Like, hey, keep me on, coach. I've already made it 35 minutes in this game. I'm not letting Ashley Venenzia pass me again. I got a little bit of personal beef there down on the, great tackle by Isabel de Galopper. Finds Marina. Marina tries to find, great tackle. Ugh. Bone-crunching contact all the way up, heard all the way up here in the booth by Lorena Rolmice there, number 22. On comes Maya Hack. Is that Maya Hack? No, it's not. No, it's Karina Wilkins, who typically plays as an outside back, is coming all the way up to play winger here on the left side while taking out Bella Gilberto, who may still be feeling a little bit of that fall from earlier. That was quite the tumble and great pressing by her throughout her 35-minute shift here. But now it's the senior, Karina Wilkins, having her moment, maybe not in the sun, but at least in the wonderful fall darkness that is treating us here tonight to some wonderful weather. Here's Ashley Venenzia, number 3. Dance, look at this. I mean, you're playing the best team in the league. A team that went on a 12-game winning streak earlier this year, only to lose 2-1 on September 16th to Slippery Rock. A team that you tied here on this field 0-0 right earlier this year. And yet they're playing as if they're not fearful at all. Here's Megan Hackinson. Dancy, keep going. She fires in a shot. And yes, another good shot. Another good shot. It wasn't in. Yeah. My mom tapped me on the shoulder. It's like, yo, relax. It wasn't a goal. It wasn't a goal. You don't get all hot and bothered about that. But nah, for me, it's those moments of like, I don't know, like we've waited all year where like great defensive ability, great midfield movement, but like I think what this team's really been missing is opportunities just like that from the freshman Maya Hackison, who has got 1 goal and 1 assist on the season. Her most recent point or moment in the sun coming against Gannon here at home when they lost 3-1 against the other arguably best team in the PSAC West. Great block by Isabel de Gloffer. She is the definition of tenacious out there. I love watching her play because by the end of the 90 minutes, whether it's 35 degrees outside or 75 or 80 degrees outside, her face is always beet red at the end of it because she never stops running. Oh, she's great. Started the season as a right back, and now is rotated more into the middle of the pitch, which I think has been a great adjustment. Oh, here's Karina Wilkins. She will be back next year, but she is the oldest member on this team and the sole senior on this entire team. Here's Lorena Romais trying to find fellow junior Lily Hansen, number 16. Every one of these girls, every one of these players have played so many different positions this year. Wow, look at this. I mean, you're starting to feel the energy rise, whether you're in the booth or in the stands or out there on the field. You can just, this game is, I mean, knock on wood. I was curious, with that 3-woman substitution that Mercyhurst did about 10 minutes ago, would we see a drop in quality for Mercyhurst on the final attacking half of the field or attacking third of the field for Mercyhurst? And, like, again, this will be like the 5th or 6th time I'm saying this, but knock on wood, we have seen a drop where, especially without, what is that, her name? Camille Boutel, number 8 in the middle of the pitch. That, like, the ability she has to, like, break down a press or move out of a tight space and find a fellow teammate really facilitates their entire offense. And without her on the pitch, I think it allows our back four to press up a little bit more and feel a little more comfortable with time and space at their feet. So we'll see. I'm sure Mercyhurst being as good as they are, and especially since they've scored 53 goals this year, and those three girls that came out were only responsible for 23 of them. There's another 30 goals somewhere on this pitch, right? Oz, a great shot. Emily Ouimet is more than equal to it. Collects it with both hands, surveys the field, tells her team to get up, get out of here, catch a quick breather. I'm gonna whip it at least almost all the way to midfield here with this punt. Oh, great air time on this. Allows Marina to get underneath it. Here's Karina Wilkins. Gives it a little header. Ashley Venenzia one-on-one-ish with number 16 here. She's just going to have to rifle in a shot. Look at this by the Vulcans. Winning the ball back, giving Mercyhurst a little taste of their own medicine here. Oh, great pass by Isabel de Glopper, breaking down the press. And again, Vulcans maintain possession against the best team in the league. Forces a quick throw. Karina Wilkins makes a good run. It's a dribbler of a clearance. And there's Mercyhurst, back and forth, tic-tac passes. And they're just going to try to milk a little bit of the clock here. Here's Parisio, finds number 21 with a great pass. And again, Mercyhurst just rotates it, breaks down the press, and allows themselves to catch their breath while tiring out the opponent in the Vulcans. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I had a little bit of a burp in my throat there. Had to get it out. All right, here's Emily Ouimet, who's phenomenal. From day one, you've seen how good she is on the ball, which is quite rare for a goalkeeper. And I think it really does enable us to play in a style, or at least down the road, where like you see with Man City, which I know is like an overused example, but they have a goalkeeper by the name of Ederson who sometimes unironically plays as a center back when they're in possession, which is low-key insane to watch. But Emily Ouimet is phenomenal on the ball and isn't just simply an outlet. She's almost a facilitator back there in the back when the ball's at her feet. And again, any free kick, any stop kick, any corner is a precarious scenario to be in if you're the defending team here. All right. The ever-impressing, ever-imposing Mercyhurst Lakers have a corner here. Going to be played into the box, but I can't quite see her number from the booth, but that's fine. I should bring binoculars next time. All right, here's the Lakers corner. Whipped in, a little bit high, 50-50. Great defending there by Ashley Venenzia. She's got a little bit of space here if she can bring it down quickly, and she does. She launches a really good ball to Reagan Bromley. Karina Wilkins, senior, tracks back, collects the ball, finds Kaylin Thomas, who whips it forward to probably one of the better players this entire half for the Lakers, Sofia Parisio, who's just been at the right place at the right time and time again to break down a Vulcan attack here. Oh, great passing, come to the ball. There's Maya Hackinson getting a foot on it, winning us a throw. For the last 10-15 minutes here, the Vulcans have been all but equals to the best team in the entire league, passing it back and forth, making it their own. I mean, sure, they're playing the shark without its teeth, but I would still be terrified of a shark if it didn't have teeth. And yet they're playing it as if, I don't know, that they are also a shark without teeth, or an equal, or whatever you want to use, whatever simile and metaphor or hyperbole you want to throw in there. I've been absolutely overjoyed to watch the Vulcans here in the last 10, 12, 15 minutes. Not necessarily take it to the Lakers, but hey, they at least have a ship in the water. And the ref calls that as a foul. Okay. 3 minutes left on the clock, 180 seconds. I know, quick math. And Lorena Ramos has an opportunity. They gave up almost an identical goal from Clarion, against Clarion, here from this almost identical spot. Lorena Ramos with her free kick into the box. I'm looking out the other window. A little bit of time. The ref moves out of the way. Great defending there by Mercyhurst. And great. All right, Kaylin Thomas trips. It's not over yet. It's 2-on-2. Kaylin Thomas tracks back. Here's Katie Burns. Katie Burns' speed is she's always deceptively quick. Katie Burns also never gives up. She sure is a spitfire in the back. Here's Isabel de Klopper. Great dancing. Takes him to homecoming. Finds her fellow teammate in, I think that was that Lily Hansen? Here's Maya Hackinson trying to find Marina, who's had a very good half here. Maya Hackinson is so good at not fouling and using her shoulders to muscle the ball off the opponent. Reagan Bromley, much like Jalen Hurts, calling an audible, tries to find a fellow teammate. Good shot. Oh, Maya Hackinson. Oh, man, this is great stuff by the Vulcans. They work the ball patiently, orthodoxically into the box, and almost had a really good opportunity there. And a little bit of over-eagerness by Isabel. Was that Isabel de Klopper? I think it was, all the way from here. I'm going to say that's Isabel de Klopper over there, number 15 on the Vulcans. Perhaps a little bit too over-eager, or a little bit too much zeal in that tackle, if you will. But all the same, it's a good, quote-unquote, good free kick to give up because it stops the attack or fast break for the Lakers, and it allows the Vulcans to reset, collect their breath, as I will attempt to do here. And we march on, move forward. All right, with a minute left in the game, any players, not game, but half, any players stand out to you guys? I know it's a little random. I know you guys probably don't watch as much soccer as I do. I'm just curious. Dude, give me numbers. And any numbers. Okay. Take your time. Think about it. How was the drive here? It was pleasant? Okay. I'll take it. All right, and here it is. 40 seconds left on the clock. Can they keep it at 1-0? Let's not give up any silly goals here. And in fact, to play with fire. Part of me is like, go try to get an equalizer with 30 seconds left. But sometimes it's best just to go in the half 1-0. Good ball forward here, but Lorena Ramos, Isabel de Klopper, great turn there. Knowing where their opponent was, using her lower sense of gravity to muscle the player off the ball. Kaylin Thomas takes the available space. Reagan Bromley calls for the ball. A little bit late on the delivery, but all the same, Katie Burns is too smart, too well experienced to be outdone by such a dizzy move here by number 24 on Mercyhurst. Here's Katie Burns again. Man-to-man, brought by. Look at the tenacity of Ashley Venenzia. Great first half by the Vulcans all the way across the field, even though they're down 1-0. I've had an absolute pleasure watching them. All right, it's halftime here from CUTV, and right before we go to break, we have a interview with the cross-country teams, both men's and women's, ahead of their regional race tomorrow in Lock Haven. And we look forward to seeing you again in 15 minutes, and I hope you enjoy the interview. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
I love going back there. We've had a lot of success over the years. We've won regional titles there. A lot of kids have qualified. Actually, one of the men's course records is held by Chris Clark, who was one of the first All-Americans in this millennium. And we're just excited to go back and see what the kids can do.
I think the team, we're in a pretty good spot this year. It'll really come down to our 4th through 7 because they can make up the most points. But I definitely think we could finish in the top 5 this year. I think we finished 7th last year, so it's really not a far stretch for us to finish in the top 5. As an individual, the expectation is that I qualify again. I want to qualify again. It's always nice going across the country and traveling, so definitely that's the expectation, is to finish in the top 5 this year.
The goals for myself, I want to make it to nationals, and for the team, we got 8th at conference, so I'm hoping that we can at least get 8th at regionals. And yeah, obviously, if we have everybody has a great race, then hopefully we get closer to them.
Thing that we focus on is the end of the season, so like the conference, the regional, national championships. And from a physiological point of view, you can actually only be at your best for a short period of time, say anywhere from about 3 weeks to 4 weeks. So you want to pour all of your emotion and energy into this time of the season, and so that's what we've been focused on since early summer, and so now we're at that point. So it's quite exciting, a lot of energy kind of with both teams, and we're just waiting for Saturday.
Ladies and gentlemen, and we're back for the second half here at Phillipsburg facility. I guess it's called a facility. I like to call it more of a field because, it's a field. Anyways, the Phillipsburg field will host one last half here for this entire season. This is the culmination of I don't want to say painful, but at least an educational season here for the Vulcans at home. Every game, whether it's the Mercyhurst Goliaths, which they're facing tonight, the Lakers from far away from Erie, or whether it's a relatively similar team in Clarion, every game, the girls in white have played up to the competition beautifully. I don't know, we've been really lucky here as fans. All right, we'll see if Mercyhurst is put back on their starting front three. Looks like Camille Boutel is back on from Roubaix, France. Looks like, Karine. I don't know why I have such a hard time with that. Karine Morgan, number 30, is back on, also a fellow freshman. And we're going to see here, I believe I can see number 22. Cara Van Horn is also back on for Mercyhurst. So they have gone aggressive here to start the second half, and they're going to be looking for their second goal in this 1-0 game here. But with the first half winding down, I'd say for the last 15 minutes or so, overall, the Vulcans, I think, played up to the competition, if not almost bettered them for the last 15 minutes or so. It was a joy to watch. Let's see if they can continue that momentum, that hot streak, into their final 45 minutes here of this half. Not of this half, sorry, of this entire season. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Thank you for joining the players here on the field. Thank you for the refs for showing up tonight. Thank you to the weather for not making it a miserable night. And the weather held back and gave us probably one of the more beautiful nights we've had here at the Phillipsburg facility throughout the entire season. All right, senior Karina Wilkins is going to kick it off and start the final countdown, for lack of a better phrase. And here we go. Whip blows her whistle, and we're off, ladies and gentlemen. Reagan Bromley brings it down, and again, you've seen Mercyhurst and their rugby defensive line come forward and try to at least suppress the Vulcans. Look at the Vulcans go here, ladies and gentlemen. Relatively undeterred, unbothered, bring it down, control the ball, try to find each other. Karina Wilkins, a give and go, one of the oldest plays in the entire soccer playbook or football playbook, and they get around the defender of Sofia Parisio, number 4 on the far side there. All right, here we go. Just both teams filling each other out. This always happens to start a half, ladies and gentlemen. Good foul one there by Karina Wilkins, one of our seniors. Never mind, not foul. I thought it was a foul from my angle. My bad. Just a simple throw-in. Isabel de Glopper now wins the foul. I think it's just one of those unfortunate, Camille Boutel comes over, rests a hand in her back saying, hey, I didn't mean to do that, my bad. I'll try not to have that happen again. I think it's just a simple shoelace foul, like one of those where your foot goes in a little bit too overeager and you accidentally whip the player down, and it looks a lot more aggressive than it actually is. Last home game against, who was it against they were playing? Oh, IUP. The Vulcans almost, I think, I went back and watched the clip. They may have been onside for this one. They almost scored from this exact same free kick here. It's a ball played in. Valencia tries to flick it back into the mixer to no avail. Isabel de Glopper sends in a far distance stream, and it's collected by Elbro, who I know I already said it in the first half, but Ashley Valencia, what an amazing first touch pass there by Lorena Romais, and the ref says that she's offside. I would say for sure Karina Wilkins was offside there. I wasn't quite sure about Ashley Venezia's offside position, but the ref is far closer to the field than I am, and also far better positioned than I am. And just based on how the man walks, I'm going to choose to believe him. He's seen a couple football games in his past. Oh, what an amazing flick on here! Here's Cara Van Horn, 1-on-1, sends it a shot, and Lorena Rolmice with a precisely timed tackle clears it out of play for a corner to the Vulcans. Man, oh days! Wow. Whether it was against Hannah Scardina last game against IUP, or whether it's tonight and now against another marquee forward of the PSAC conference, PSAC division in Division II soccer, Cara Van Horn, Lorena Romice has been up to the challenge each and every night, each and every time. All right, here we go. A corner kick to the Lakers. Whipped in here into the box. They go up. Emily Ouimet thinks about coming out. It doesn't come out. It's dribbling in the box. It's collected by the Lakers. The Lakers have a second here to send it back in. Whipped in on the ground. Kaylin Thomas plays with immense poise and tries to find her teammate. Actually, Venezia, the puck doesn't roll out of bounds. It teased us all there. Dancing in and out, forgotten about the ball. There's Morgan, who almost broke through who did break through in the first half and scored the Lakers' only goal this game. Here comes Lily Hansen. Great hustle here. And the Lakers have a throw. But again, you're seeing it here by the Vulcans, not simply bowing down and succumbing to their opponent. They're putting up one heck of a fight here that they can be proud of as their season comes to a close. Here's Lorena Romice against arguably probably one of the PSAC's best players. Finds Morgan. Morgan tries to maintain possession. Isabel de Glopper's got two girls weighing her down and still finds the clearance. Collected by number 6 here, Mercyhurst. She dances, beautiful coif move, passes it back, whipped to the corner and out of bounds by number 3 of Mercyhurst, who is Bethan Pole from Basingstoke, England, who I actually looked this up earlier. Basingstoke, England, I believe, is halfway between Reading and Southampton. Classic, let's go catch some wabbits mistake there by me, but all the same, it was all good. And it's not Reading, PA, but Reading, England, the OG Reading, if you will. And Southampton, who is still in the Premier League, I believe, or if not, they're in the Championship. Both teams, both cities have amazing cities. Reagan Bromley here, breaking down the press of the Lakers, tries to find fellow teammate Marina, who tries a one-touch pass. Maya Hackinson is onside, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Maya Hackinson, oh my goodness gracious. Elbro is one of the best goalkeepers you'll ever watch here at the Phillipsburg. But that was amazing. Man, great job by Karina Wilkins. Great awareness knowing that she was offside, but not her teammate behind her, not making the play on the ball. And great job by the ref, allowing the play to continue. And now we're down on the other end here. Kara Van Horn, 1-on-1 with Lorena Romice. They try to dance. Lorena Romice hustles over, clears it out of bounds off the player of the Lakers, and wow. Whether it was the amazing save by Elbro all the way down there for the Lakers, who it takes a certain type of player to win Player of the Year at a Premier League level youth academy in England, and we're getting to watch her here tonight. Number 1 for the Lakers has gifted us with her presence here on this field, and again you see her clash there with class with an amazing save. Here's number 20, Mercyhurst. Isabel de Glopper lets her know where she's at, and ooh, it's one of those like, yeah, man, I don't know, man. Isabel de Glopper is typically really good at knowing when she's fouling and when she's not fouling there. And she's very good at using her low center of gravity to out-muscle players from the ball. And I thought that was just a well-timed shoulder nudge, if you will. Like, it wasn't like she extended her arms or laid into the other player. It was a simple, I'm going to wait. It's like a martial arts move almost. I'm going to wait until you're off balance, and then I'm going to give you a little nudge, and I'm going to win the ball. All right, over the ball is Mercyhurst's number 6, Boschnack. He takes in a free kick. He whips it in. Emily Ouimet always does a great job of knowing where she's situated in relation to the goal there. Because if I was in goal there, knowing me and my impatience, I would have, full flung, fledged myself at the ball and tapped it out of bounds for a corner kick to the Lakers. But instead, Ouimet and her ability to know where she's at, her awareness, instead just let it out of bounds. All right, here it is again. And kept in bounds by Lakers. Here's Lily Hansen, the junior, trying to find room, trying to find space, breaks it down, tries to find the way past the press. Maya Hackinson provides the triangle. Number 6 again by Boschnack here, all the way from, that's a foul, yes. All the way from, all right, forgive my pronunciations, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm going to take a swing. Koprivnica, Croatia. All right, that's the best you're going to get from me this entire night. But all the way from Croatia, number 6, Boschnack, finds the free kick here for the Lakers. And out of bounds, Lily Hansen looks around, looks at the ball boy almost for confirmation. The ball boy gives her the ball, and it's a Vulcans throw-in. Oh, man. 8 minutes are gone in the first half here, and it's wide open. Karen Morgan here gets a little overzealous with the push in the back. Not push, I would say shoulder in the back to Lorena Romis. But the nice thing about Lorena Romis is when you see her like almost stumble or almost fall down, it's most likely a foul because it just takes a lot to get her off the ball, at least physically. And most of the time, most players do not have the physical strength to get her off the ball in a legal fashion and must resort to illegal means, which, in all honesty, is completely understandable because I would have to probably resort to illegal means to get her off the ball just because of how physically strong she is and confident as well with the ball. Here's Marina, tries to find fellow teammate Karina Wilkins, who typically plays as a defender, as I mentioned. Wow. Camille Boutel is a magician on the ball, ladies and gentlemen. Le musicien, if you will. Obviously, I don't know how you say musician in French, but the freshman here is absolutely spectacular all the way from Roubaix, France, which her high school was, if I have correctly here. I did some research here. Roubaix, France is close to Lille. I love French because you just forget about half the letters, but Lille and Dunkirk. So it's right on the Belgian border. Number 16 here sends in the ball too low. Lily Hansen's there to meet it, get a touch, bring it down, make it a dribbler, and there's Ashley Venezia. Can she get around the edge? 16 does a great job tracking it back, uses the momentum against her, tries to find the pass. Karina Wilkins tries to recover the pass. And again, we recycle, we rinse and repeat, and we repeat. Great header back there by Lorena Romis. Catches their breath. Emily Ouimet tries the Hail Mary. Finds Ashley Venezia, who brings it down, only to have it collected by number 13 on Mercyhurst, who is Milako. All the way from Bethel Park, so not far at all. Bethel Park, where the bison roam. Maya Hackison is on side here. Maya Hackison's done a great job of finding space. Oh, she'll think about that one tonight as she goes to bed. It is what it is. Great job finding space out there by Maya Hackison. Great pass by Reagan Bromley. And again, we've already forced, I think, one spectacular save out of the marquee goalkeeper in the PSAC Elbro. And we've forced a couple, half chances, half lackadaisical saves. But she hasn't had a night off in the back, which I think the Vulcans can hold their heads with immense amount of pride, working arguably, second best defense in the league. Oh, wow, great turn there by Marina. Great imagination. Finds the freshman, Kaylin Thomas, and just simply better defending there by defender Tegan Milako, from Bethel Park. So where the bison roam. Great defending there, and it was almost bison-esque there, just using her superior strength to outmuscle Kaylin Thomas off the ball, and it's a goal kick to Mercyhurst. Wow. About 4 minutes left until 30 minutes. So it's a stalemate here for the first 11-ish minutes, 12-ish minutes here in the second half. Oh, I hate being hypothetical and getting over eager, but I'm a dreamer, especially when I watch sports and I'm not on the field. Even when I'm on the field playing, I like to dream, and I go to myself, well, if we could hold them here for another 15 minutes or keep the score within 5 or 6 of them playing basketball, right? Even though they're the better team, there's something about that's just fascinating. Here's Camille Boutel fighting the marquee player, Kara Van Horn, who tries to return the favor. Just great job by Emily Ouimet there, communicating to Katie Burns, saying, "Hey, I got it. Relax. I'm coming out. I got some speed on my ankles. I'll be there before Camille will be there, and I got your back." Oh, excuse my burping there, ladies and gentlemen. My almost apologies. Ooh. Maybe I was watching the ball there. What are you thinking, Mom?
On something, and she just went down.
She just went down. It's one of those freak accidents. Oh no. Oh shucks, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a serious predicament here for the Lakers. Yeah, I think it's bad. Ladies and gentlemen, we must move forward, and this is something that I've talked about briefly in men's games before. I think it was when Andre Billis went out after scoring a spectacular chip of a goal. I believe it was against, it wasn't Shippensburg. I can't remember which team they were playing. But in the process of scoring, one of our players, one of our strikers, freshman, I think from Ukraine, Andre Billis got whacked pretty severely hard by the goalkeeper. Completely legal. It's just his foot got to the ball first, and he had to exit the field with some ice on his ankles, and he returned the next game, which I was shocked for. But here in Division II soccer, or just NCAA soccer in general, or sports in general, whether it's football, soccer, volleyball, who's playing tonight at home, I don't remember who they're playing against, but these women, these men, these people who all play collegiate sports do it obviously without pay, but two, they do it out of their love for the game, right? Like, it's what we love about sports is often their physicality, the pain that it takes to continue playing game after game, week after week, month after month, season after season. And in those trials and tribulations, you see injuries. And often these injuries don't just simply go away after the season. Hannah Morton, one of our best defenders, number, I think, 18, can tell you that better than anyone. It is devastating to get injured, and it often happens season after season to some of these players. It is a thankless endeavor being a Division II, Division I, Division III athlete in the NCAA. And we watch it most of the time without a ticket price, supported by our tuition, supported by tax dollars, supported by just in general the community that surrounds these colleges. And every team has to play with the mentality of next man up, but sometimes you wish they just didn't have to. It's a bloody game. It's an unfortunate game sometimes. And these girls do it all for our enjoyment. All these players do it for our enjoyment, for our pleasure, and for the pleasure and the passion they have for the game. And the game continues. And just like that, here comes Emily Ouimet, who comes out, collects the ball, and Cal almost fell asleep there. It is one of those injuries where I think everyone who's nearby, whether you're in the stands, whether you're in the booth, or whether you're 5-6 yards away on the field, it takes a second or two to readjust and to move on. And that's something that I have to do here because I'm still talking about it. All right. And Mercyhurst collects possession, tries to find that break. Emily Ouimet comes out and collects the ball. Lorena Romice has more confidence than I do. Romice has more confidence than I do most of the time back there. But I always applaud her courage when she chooses to head the ball back to Emily Ouimet, especially with two very fast defenders pressing her down. Karina Wilkins is a powerhouse most of the time when you watch her play. She does not shy away. Number 6 here, who's now playing as our focal point on offense. Right down the middle of your pitch. Number 6 here with the pink, no, never mind, not the pink hairband. I thought she had a pink hairband on, my bad. Pink armband on, captain. She often plays with immense physicality. She's a bruiser out there, but that is what makes her so much fun to play, to watch. Isabel de Glopper, who's a fine mixture between, I would say, Lorena Romice's technical ability. Oh, what a pass. If she can get here first. She got here first. Now makes the defender. Reagan Bromley. Oh, Maya Hackinson's in space. So close there. So close. And look at Lily Hansen, number 16, track back as if her cat's dying on the street. I don't know why I came up with that, but that is the hypothetical. She's got to race back home before one of her loved ones passes away. I don't know. Because, there's this great clip in Top Gear where not Richard Hammond, but he's got the farm show on Amazon Prime. I can't remember his name. Wow, I can't believe it's slipping me right now. Anyways, he had a Porsche 911, and his father was on his deathbed, and he was able to make it home in time because he had one of the faster street cars out there in the Porsche 911. And that's how Lily Hansen was moving there, as if, she's just got to hustle back home. She's got to make it back home before anything disastrous happens. Okay. Mercyhurst has got ball. They have a little bit of time and space here in the midfield. The game's kind of calmed down since that injury. It hasn't really regained that momentum, that tenacity that it had. just 5 or 6 minutes ago. But there's 30 minutes left, and that's a long time to get back to where we were just, 10, 5, 6 minutes ago. And I hope that Mercyhurst player has the ability to bounce back, hopefully by their playoff game. But if not, by then, hopefully sooner rather than later, because it's just no fun to be injured. Here's Maya Hackinson, again, never giving up on the play. Great running. Both her and Wilkins up front, number 6 and number 8, just continually run back and forth, pressing endlessly. And again, you see Mercyhurst just methodical, patient, much like a preacher in the middle of a sermon, just taking his time, soaking in every word. There's Maya Hackinson, tries to find her teammate. California is playing some excellent pressing here, but when they get the ball back, it's they recognize that when you win the ball back and you're pressing, it's like it's an advantageous scenario because you're like 4-on-3 or 5-on-3, but you have to pick your passes very carefully here. There's Maya Hackinson with a little bit of room on the flank, looks up, tries to find a ball on the inside. There's Venecia, there's Karina. Oh, still nothing to show on the score sheet, but still great movement here. Here's Marina, tries to find some room, tries to create an opportunity. Kaylin Thomas sends in a ball. Kaylin Thomas wins it back, sends in another ball. It's dribbling, bouncing around, back and forth, and finally Mercyhurst breaks out. And here comes, is this Morgan here? It is. Yep, here it is. Morgan, number 30 for Mercyhurst. Tries to find Cara Van Horn there in the middle, and ends up just being in Emily Ouimet's hand. And we begin again, back and forth, the metronome. Beep, boop, just forever and continuous. Maya Hackinson has time. Great job by May here. In the beginning of the season, you would see our wingers prematurely just take off down the flank and not provide that outlet for Reagan Bromley, DeGlopper, any of our midfielders to, when you finally break down the front end of the press, whatever team you're playing against, it's nice to have that winger outlet, that ability to play off that triangle, to play off each other, to have that room, have that space. Here's great turning here by Van Horn, who has a moment to send it across, and Camille looks up at the sky, which, if it wasn't so bright with these lights, I would imagine would have a bunch of stars in it. And she looks up, almost wishing on a shooting star. Gosh, if only I could have that chance back, because Van Horn did a great job there, providing her with an excellent opportunity to slot the ball into the back of the net. But hey, when you're that good of a player like Camille is, you'll be back on in no time. She's already got 6 goals this year, third on the team. I don't think she actually has any assists this year, according to their stat sheet I have in front of me. But, which actually kind of shocks me watching her here tonight. She has done a great job here. Here she is again, number 8, Camille. What is her last name? Camille Boutel. Camille Boutel, again, provides a good dorsal fin to the shark. He keeps all of its axes straight up and down and allows the shark to swim straight. She's very, very good at doing that. And then you saw Parisio, whose positioning is always phenomenal, not allowing the ball to get past her. The ball tries to find Cara Van Horn, who gets the touch first, but a little bit too much power. It's just one of those. You got to get your foot to it. The ball's played to you. You got to reward your teammate by tracking it down. Unironically, though, with the first seed already clinched, I am a little shocked here that the Mercyhurst coach is playing his first team still. I know, obviously, I'm glad that he's showing us this much respect. But with your playoff quarterfinal coming up against Seton Hill, you want everyone, you've already seen one Mercyhurst player go down with a pretty, I don't want to say a horrific, but definitely a significant injury. You're risking a lot for a game that, other than to the Vulcans and other than to me, which, as a casual soccer fan, I like a good competition and I like a good honest one, right? Doesn't really mean much. Your first team players have already got in their minutes, have already got some blood running through their bloodstream, right? But the way the Vulcans play, right? They're not afraid of losing. They're not afraid of embarrassment, right? You're playing a team that can be quite physical when you're on the ball. It's a significant risk to keep your first team players out here. I know you want to keep them fresh, but I would hate to see Mercyhurst, who I think has a really, really, really good shot of winning the entire PSAC this year. They almost won it last year. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, if anyone watching. But Mercyhurst is the best team, I would argue, in the entire PSAC. Close second would be Gannon. They're both in the West, PSAC West Conference. And then there's, I think, Kutztown over in the East. But those three teams, I think, are significantly above all the other teams. Here's Venenzia, finds DeGlopper. DeGlopper has a moment here. Can she get it past? And there's Elwood, comes out and collects the ball. Almost busts Gilberto's knee when she came out there, but great goalkeeping by probably the best goalkeeper in the entire PSAC. I don't say quite comfortably, but when you save 80% of all shots that you face, that's genuinely quite insane. She's an excellent goalkeeper, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Cara Van Horn, the junior, cleared out of bounds by Katie Burns, and here's Mercyhurst with 24 minutes left on the clock. You've played so well here, Vulcans. You've had opportunities. You've been knocking on the door. Sends in a good cross. Emily Wiemitz there to collect it. Don't let it all go to nothing with 25 seconds left, because you're going to be waiting hundreds, if not thousands of 25 more minutes until you're back onto this pitch next season. And I'm never going to have the opportunity to watch you guys again play. So leave it all out on the pitch. If not for yourselves, leave it out for me here in the booth. Because it's been an absolute pleasure watching you throughout all, 18 games of the season. And there's only 24 minutes left. Soak it in. Use this as an education. Mercyhurst is treating you with an immense amount of respect here, playing their first team members. They're giving you this beautiful opportunity to educate yourselves, to learn against the best team in the entire PSAC West here. 16 dances, cuts in, finds a little bit of space, tries to play the ball, and Katie Burns doesn't simply give up on the ball, but makes a good clearance, and finally cleared out of bounds by Maya Hackinson. Bella Gilberto does her signature head flick on, tries to find Venenzia, who tries to cut across the pass, and it's wickedly cleared all the way back. Wow. Oh, my goodness gracious. I don't know why she didn't just pick that up, but great shooting there by Lorena Ramos. Lorena Ramos is definitely telling her what I just told you guys. She looks back at Emily Wiemet saying, you're far too experienced, you're far too smart to not just simply pick up the ball there. Okay, and again, they move forward. Oh, great shift there, but don't play with it here, DeGlopper. These girls are good. I mean, so are you, though, to be fair. Oh, like I said, you're playing with fire in the back here against such an amazing pressing team here by Mercyhurst as they win the ball back in the center of the pitch. Number 13 charges forward, gets it past Lorena Ramos. Morgan has a chance, and it's out of bounds for a goal kick. Oh, playing with fire. Maya Hackinson on the halfway line here, stretching out her hammies, stretching out her calves, trying to get some blood back into it as the night progressively gets colder and colder and colder. Maya Hackinson played all 90 minutes on Tuesday against IUP, and now she may have been subbed off in the first half. I don't quite remember. But many of these girls, whether it was Reagan Bromley or Lorena Ramos or Katie Burns or pretty much our entire back line on the pitch right now, played all 90 minutes last game, and they're being asked to do it again with a quick turnover. I believe Mercyhurst also played on Tuesday, but I don't remember against who, and that is my utmost apologies to all the Mercyhurst fans that are watching tonight. And again, it's a Mercyhurst throw deep in the Vulcan half with 21 minutes left. No one at the halfway line for the Vulcans. Most players are back, tentatively waiting for that outlet pass, ready to spring forward. Number 11, Bella Gilberto, is doing her best to keep the Mercyhurst defense honest and not letting them to encroach too far forward. But there's only so much you can do, other than just wait patiently and hope that your defense gets it out here. All right, thrown into the box by Mercyhurst. There's Van Horn, flicks it on to, I can't quite see the number from here, and it's cleared out of bounds. Again, it's Mercyhurst. Parisio finds the cross. Kaylin Thomas looks at the refs like, that hit you, that's out of bounds, and we move forward. Van Horn, wow, what a great turn there. Finds the ball. Lorena Ramos is there. Sends in another ball. 13 has chance to shine, and there's Lorena Ramos again. Rome Ice just never gives up on the ball, ever. Here's Bella. Look at Bella fight. Giving her a chance. Back and forth. Finally fouls her, but hey, we will take it. You know, it's a foul. It's a foul, right? But You forced them to take a quick free kick here that's gone over the heads. Found, I think, Van Horn. Van Horn flicks it on to number 28 here. Van Horn cuts it in, has a chance to shoot, and it's blocked by Lorena Romeis again. And ladies and gentlemen, learn her name. If there's any name you need to learn on the pitch right now, it's Lorena Romeis here, all the way from Mitchenhard, Germany, which is along, I think, the Main, which is a river in Germany, down in Bavaria. Anyways, into the ball, into the cross, into the box, the cross comes, and it is out of bounds for a Vulcan goal kick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's catch our breathers here. 20 minutes left. This is it. This is all those sprints in the off season, all those sprints all season long, all those passes, all that cone work is all going to come down to this right here. Emily Ouimet sends it forward. Bill Gilberto fights it off. And it's a foul. Pushing the back. You got to be careful. Backs are important parts of the body, So, I don't want anyone going home with, like, a damaged vertebrae or spraining their back or any of those things. So, I got to play it safe. The refs are just being nice. And one thing I've noticed about Mercyhurst is they do not dilly-dally over any free kick. Kaylin Thomas with a great tackle there. And a ball sent into the box by Mercyhurst. This is, how do I phrase this? The Vulcans are not, like, I don't want to say they've been declawed here in the last, 15, 20 minutes. But that's, I don't want to say okay by any means, but they're playing so well defensively. It's a strong white wall here for the Vulcans. Letting the ball pass, but no amazing opportunity yet, other than maybe that miss by Camille in the first bat. Here's Camille again. She's offside. Wow. Man. For a freshman there, even though she was offside, she had the know-withal to go, look, I could take a rip in here, but Emily Ouimet's a good goalkeeper. Why don't I just casually pass it off to number 22, Cara Van Horn, who's in the middle, who has the entire goal, a full buffet to choose from, and could probably get it past Emily Ouimet. Maybe not in a heartbeat, but at least in a heartbeat or two. Oh. Every single touch here at the halfway line is a foul. And to be fair to the ref, they very well might be. But I think since that injury, the ref at least is still, and not that you should ever do this, but has switched up her playing method in the first, not playing method, but roughing method. In the first half, it was very much play on, let the dogs eat their food. But in this half, she's definitely tried to train them and been like, look, that's a foul, that's not a foul. This is a foul, that isn't a foul. And there's rule, like, that's totally fine. Like, you're a ref, every ref has his or her or their own rule book, correct. But to change it up halfway through the game, I think is just really rough on the players. And to be fair, she's trying to protect the players from another injury, which we saw, I think, on number 14, Mercyhurst, earlier this half. But, it's not really her position. But, again, they're all fouls. So I can't argue that. I just think in the first half they weren't fouls. But they are indeed all fouls. I'm not going to take that away from her. All right, here's Elwood trying to bring the ball down. Brings it down to Reagan Bromley. He tries to chip her over the defensive line. Maya Hackinson comes in to collect it. Uses her strength to try to outmuscle number 6 here. But number 6, I think that's Boschnack. Yeah, Boschnack is having none of it here. Ashley Venenzia gets a touch to it. I mean, this is what's fun about the Vulcans here. You saw it against IUP. IUP did not play with the tenacity they would have needed to make it to the playoffs anyways against Gannon. But the Vulcans looked like they were the team fighting for playoff contention and not the IUP Hawks, Crimson Hawks last game. And you're again seeing that here where Mercyhurst has already clinched playoffs, so I understand why they're not trying to risk life and limb here to get to every 50-50 ball. But I do admire Venenzia, all of our wingers, every one of our midfielders, and all 4 of our defenders always risking life and limb to get to the ball first. Even if it's unsuccessful, I will always appreciate it. Here's Gilberto trying to find some space to get a cross in. Oh, it's a foul. Okay. Well, this is the chance here. 1-0, 16 minutes left in the game. Elwood, who I think has a delicious free kick, can often deliver a very promising ball here. And like I said, regardless of the team, regardless of their stature, every free kick is an opportunity. Romeis Bromley, May Hackinson, and Venenzia. Kaylin Thomas as well are in the box. It's a good ball. Reagan Bromley's there. Where is it? It's in the mixer. Here's Lily Hansen. Gets the ball on target, on frame, and off they go, the Mercyhurst Lakers. Can Lorena Ramos get back in time? Here's Carrie Van Horn on a quick fast break. Finds a good ball, and there's Katie Burns, at least for the time being, to stop the attack. But back, Reagan Bromley has to recover here. Oh, man, I'd be forever exhausted. Oh. Hopefully Katie Burns can get this out of bounds here. Okay. Here's Boschnak from Croatia. Dances. Great touch here. I believe she's a freshman as well. Oh. Goes down holding her shoulder. Gets up. Okay, now we have some subs here finally for Mercyhurst. But with 14 and a half minutes left, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just a humble announcer in the booth here, but if you have a playoff game in about a week, why are we risking your first team players against a team, respectfully to the Vulcans, who are not in the playoffs, who are not playing for playoff contention, and putting up one heck of a fight, don't get me wrong, but why risk your playoff hopes and your dreams and your title aspirations for a game that really only matters to the hosts? I mean, yes, you have a remarkable, record, and I don't know. You want to preserve that, but no one remembers regular season champions. No one ever does, right? Like, who won the regular season last year in the NBA? I mean, sure, it might have been the Nuggets, but that's only because they won the entire champions that we remember that. But we don't remember the 53-9. Great touch there by Lily Hansen. 53-9. Look at that, man. Mercyhurst is brutal. They're ready to just throw that back in. Boschnak goes over. Lily Hansen's going to get up. It's just a thigh-on-thigh collision. They respect one another. That's what we love to see here. It's like two great boxers who have no malice or unnecessary greed between the two of them, but they all just love the sport, They're just going at it for 12 rounds. I think we saw that with Tyson Fury against Ngunu from Cameroon the other night, where you have two guys who don't really have much beef between the two of them, and they're just both two great fighters. And that's kind of what we saw between Hansen and Boschnak there, just two strong physical players, both of them having a good education in the defensive side of the ball, just fighting it out and bruising each other's knees. Oh, back and forth we go. Finally, Cara Van Horn comes off, hopefully to protect their marquee player in terms of the playoffs coming right around the corner. And secondly, as well, you give minutes to girls or players who don't typically have the opportunity to play valuable minutes, especially with the playoffs coming around. It's really important to play depth. Great move there by Elwood, rotating the ball onto her left foot, finding the freshman Kaylin Thomas, who really plays more like a junior or at least a well-seasoned sophomore. Good, solid tackle there by Kaylin Thomas. Tries to find outside. Katie Burns is there to clear her out of bounds. And Mercyhurst again marches forward with 12 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. Oh. Back and forth. I mean, it's somewhat back and forth for sure. I'd say it's more like 65-35, 70-30 in favor of Mercyhurst. But like I said, we've worked elbow today, which can't be said by a lot of teams. I mean, a lot of teams have a hard time even getting a shot off against Mercyhurst, and we've got at least, I'd say 3 or 4 good shots and maybe 5 total, maybe. I don't have the stats in front of me, but all the same. Okay. 900-473. There you go. All right, Cal has a free kick here. Lorena Romies is going to hover over the ball here, bring it back to pretty much right on the halfway line. We're going to get some players on the outside of the box here for the Vulcans. Every free kick is an opportunity. Let's knock on the door here. Lorena Romies sends in a looper. Elwood tries to flick it on. And there's captain number 20, who actually did some research on, I believe. Yeah, number 20, Madison Hoover, who's a grad student. Great tracking back by Reagan Bromley here. Again, another great tackle by Lily Hansen. Elwood tries to make it hard for number 12 here in Mercyhurst, and the ball most likely is going to go out of bounds. Lorena Romies has anything to say about it. But number 20 in the middle of your pitch here from Mercyhurst, she's got the captain armbands on. It is a well, won a captain, but she's 5'1". She's a grad student from Waftsburg, PA, which for those who don't know, because I didn't know, is up in the corner of Pennsylvania, like that little weird elbow that we have in our state. That's like all like, all right, New York, Ohio, we want a piece of Lake Erie too, because we fought for in the War of 1812, and I feel as if that's probably why we have that little corner up there in Erie. But Wattsburg is also up there, right next to Erie. That's where she's from, so she's a relatively local player who's playing for her local team in Mercyhurst. And she has 5 goals and 6 assists on the season. So she's a very talented, multifaceted midfielder here for Mercyhurst. All right, here's Kaylin Thomas. Tries to keep it in and keeps it in, only for it to land at the feet of a Mercyhurst player. 10 minutes left on the clock, 9:50. Here's Katie Burns, who's played so well with many different dance partner back there this entire season. At one point, it was Hannah Morton, who played excellent before her injury, and then it was Kaylin Thomas, who's now playing as a left back, who's like out there praying for the season. Maybe not the end, but at least to some extent the final whistle, because all these girls, Mercyhurst and or Vulcans, are extremely tired. Karina Wilkins lines up at the substitution box, looking to come on. Okay, Mercyhurst doing their stuff, keeping it in play. Holy smokes. And it's out of bounds for a goal kick. Whew. 9 minutes left, 1-0 here at Phillipsburg. If by some miracle, by some grace of God or the gods, the Vulcans, as in their name, the Roman god of the forge, I always actually Hepatitheus, which I believe is in Greek, if he or them, for that matter, can scrape out a tie here against the best team in the league, it will be a remarkable feat worth telling your grandchildren about. Bella Gilberto comes off for Karina Wilkins, who takes her spot at the top of the attack for the Vulcans, number 6. Bella gets on her coat, gets comfortable. It's chilly out there, and that was probably the last time she'll play all this season. But every one of the Vulcan players here, all the way from senior Karina Wilkins, all the way down to Kaylin Thomas. Is that Kaylin? That's not Kaylin Thomas. That's Kaylin. Kaylin Thomas with the ball now, number 5. They'll all be back this year. From the senior to the freshmen, every one of them will be back next year. And I am very excited about that, even though I will not be here to watch them play. Kaylin Thomas, she can mark, I would say, pretty much anyone. Often she gets beat, but what I think is always remarkable, not often I should say, but she can get beat. But she's so good at just not giving up, having a memory of a goldfish, which I think goldfish have much better memories than people give them credit for. Because, like, you walk, I don't know. I agree with Boschnack there, where, like, the entire game, her and Lily Hansen have been going at it, number 16 of the Vulcans. And I think that was just another scrap and a very long bout between the two of them. All right, gives us a chance to clear out. Can Lorena Ramos keep it in play? She can. Number 13 helps her out there. Number 24 looks back, knowing that the German's going to come apply pressure. Number 13 gets a foot in. Lorena Ramos is going to slide in. No, she's just going to smother the entire cross, and it's out of bounds for a Mercyhurst corner kick. 1-0 on the clock. 1-0 on the scoreboard. 7 minutes left in the match, and it's a corner kick for the Mercyhurst Lakers. If this result can hold. Oh, wait. Elwood's came off. I don't know who just came on. Honestly, I can't tell. Not right now in the mixer, but I'll look here in a little bit for you, the viewer. Either way, Elwood just came off. Saw a quick substitution there by the Vulcans. Can they maintain this 1-0 deficit, or can they find the shocker? Mercyhurst sends in a really good ball into the cross. It's put up into the mixer. It's dribbling around. And there's Kaylin Thomas, far above her years, playing it out of bounds, keeping it inbounds. Maya Hackinson running as if she's a hare in the meadow, running away from the hawk. She continues to press forward, and as she forces a really good clearance, I'm not allowed to clap in the box, but great tenacious pressing there by Maya Hackinson, making Elbro, who is far too experienced to be doing such a quick lackadaisical clearance. And lackadaisical, there it is. How are you guys holding up here in the box? Good. They're currently on my computer on my PC, and they're making art on the Paint EXE app, which is pretty riveting. my mom went to school for art at IUP in American history, and she at least had the joy of watching me commentate the IUP game on Tuesday, which was fun for both me and for her. And my younger sister, Ren, here is visiting all the way from back home, which is Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania for me. And they're joining me in the booth tonight, staying warm, while everyone else in the stands are all bundled up in their winter coats and their windbreakers and in their sweatshirts. So it's just one of those nights, ladies and gentlemen. We've had an excellent turnout here, and the Vulcans can hold their hands high if this result holds with 5 minutes left on the clock against a team that typically averages 3 goals a game. Oh my goodness gracious. Bella de Klopper will feel those bruises, those scrapes, those scars for the rest of the offseason, but man, every one of them is worth it if this result holds. Obviously, they're down a goal, sure, and they're losing, right? But I wear rose-colored glasses, and I'm very proud of that fact. And just got to hold it here. You just got to hold. 4.5 minutes left. Man, the cold is harsh, but it really does help you focus. I have to admit. But it's one thing to be cold, but it's another thing to be exhausted and cold, both mentally and physically. And I wish I could give a big shout out to one of the dads here who's come to pretty much every game home and away for the Vulcans. I don't know who his daughter is or who player is related to him on the pitch, but Chad, you can always hear him in the broadcast. His signature, oh my goodness gracious, almost a goal here by Mercyhurst, but they keep it out somehow maybe by the luck of God. And Caitlin Thomas, tenacious, hungry, and purposeful, comes out and just cleans the ball right off the feet. Lorena Ramos comes over to give her roommate a nice assertive high five. They look at each other and are like, all right, let's hold off. There's 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. Let's not get too excited yet. We're still in the thick of things here. Lorena Ramos tries to get in and out. Reagan Bromley, her former partner in crime in the midfield, again tries to attempt to clear it. And again, it's another corner kick to the ever-impressing, ever-suppressing Mercyhurst Lakers here. Back and forth. No, sorry. Some games have been back and forth, but the last 15 minutes have not been. But we have bent, but we have not broken. Mercyhurst is now trying to find that moment to finally close the door on this game and make it 2-0 here. Sends in another really good ball. Emily Wiemek comes up to clear it out, and it goes over the bar, off the head of a Vulcan defender. Great defense there by the Vulcans. I thought I went off the head of a Mercyhurst Laker, but I am nowhere close enough to call that call. So I appreciate the refs coming in. Wow, it's very nicely done, girls. Very nicely done. Well done. Yeah, they made it hard with a wonderful late knee boat through it. So pretty cool stuff. All right, Mercyhurst with the corner here. Sends it in. Again, cleared out of the box by the Vulcans. Katie Burns tries to get it out. Every second here seems to last forever for the Vulcans in defense. Dances around. I think this is Hoover here. It is Hoover. Madison Hoover from Seneca High School. Has done an excellent job over there for the Lakers. I mean, you have to be good. You have to be good. End the season with such well-rounded numbers as Hoover has. With 5 goals and 6 assists, which is 2 more goals than any girl in the Vulcans have, and I think 5 more assists than any Vulcan has. So Madison Hoover has had a remarkable season. I'm looking forward to next season. If the Vulcans with this, as you guys can see, for the last 15 minutes they've been pushed back, suppressed, minute after minute, second after second, and still haven't given up a goal here. And most likely, hopefully, will not. Man, these corners are exhausting, though. Minute and a half left, minute 20. I'm like out here. I'm not chewing my fingernails because I probably don't have any fingernails left after this season. But all the same here. Oh, okay. I think Mercyhurst is just trying to kill the clock, which, I mean, to be fair, you're up by a goal with a minute left, and you're not trying to let in a silly goal here. But I don't know. I'm surprised they didn't. Like, at least they've had every corner kick. The last 15, 20 minutes has been really dangerous from the Mercyhurst Lakers. All right, minute left, 55 seconds. This is it. This is for me. This is the resolution for the entire season. You've learned so much. You've played so well. I've had the joy of covering you, whether it's raining, in the booth or just in the stands cheering you on. These girls have done such a great job. They finally work it out of the box. The crowd's getting behind them. They try to move it up the pitch. And here comes Hoover. No, that's Morgan. Morgan's on the ball. Commits a foul. Lily Hansen collects the ball. Minute and a half left. All right, are you going to stop the clock here? Ref tries to stop the clock. The clock stopped. Well done by our graduate students here in the booth. Whoop, whoop. Obviously, I'm not allowed to cheer them on, but great job on the clock there. 22 seconds left-ish on the clock. Lorena Romai sends it forward. It's into the pitch. No one is there for Cal. It's a dribbler. It goes up. Van Horn is back into the game for Mercyhurst. Here's a chance. Kaylin Thomas takes a rip from all the way out. It's not a bad rip. It's over the bar, and it's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's it. That's the end of the season for the Falcons. I've had the joy, the pleasure, and the opportunity to watch them game after game, and they've improved game after game. I'm really looking forward to next season. Every one of them is returning. Great game by the Mercyhurst Lakers, and good luck against their playoff game against Seton Hill at home at some point. I'm not quite sure when. I think it's next week. And that's been all. It's been a pleasure working with you guys at CUTV. Thank you to everyone who helped out getting this game together tonight, to the refs, to the players, to the coaches, and to all the staff here at CUTV. We wish you adieu, and it's been a pleasure covering the women's soccer here this entire season. Au revoir and goodbye from the booth. Owen Leeson out.